absolute joy and honor to serve Cedarfield as a chaplain. And you know, there is a lot going on this coming Sunday, June 21st. It is, as you may know, the longest day of the year, marking the summer solstice. It is also World Music Day, which will be celebrated here at Cedarfield by having a singing Sunday during our regular worship service at 10. It is also Father's Day. And you know, Father's Day and Mother's Day can be difficult for a variety of reasons, but I'd like to share with you some words of wisdom written by my colleague David Curtis, who is a chaplain at Westminster Canterbury. He was asked to write a brief reflection about Father's Day, and this was published today in the Digital Dove, which is the online newsletter for All Saints Episcopal Church. He described having had a rather rocky relationship with his father. He wrote that one night we sat on the back porch. I listened as my dad shared about some really hard times in his life, and I saw myself in him. Our relationship strengthened after that night. It would never be a 1950s sitcom, but it became much better. And it started by being present and listening to one another. Reconciliation happened, one cup of coffee and one conversation at a time. He went on to say that reconciliation is not about proving who is right and who is wrong. It's not about blame, and it's not about changing to meet the expectations of another. It is about being in relationship with each other, even when we disagree and even when we are at odds. He went on to write that reconciliation is not always easy. In fact, it's difficult. Sometimes it seems impossible, and yet, he ended by saying, with God, all things are possible. So enjoy your meeting and look for opportunities to reconcile all around you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our June/July Town Hall meeting. This is a reminder we won't meet the first week in July because of 4th of July. Our next meeting after this will happen in August. We start off all of our meetings with good news, and I know that there's some in the room. So please raise your hand if you have some good news to share with the group. Let's give Emily a workout today.
I just came from my first granddaughter's wedding this weekend, and boy, it was marvelous.
Who else has good news?
I wore the right shoes today, everyone.
Oh, it must be wedding season. Just the weekend before this, our grandson got married to his high school sweetheart.
Oh, that's wonderful.
11 years later.
Patience is a virtue.
Who else?
Well, I'll tell you, my father, my dad, for the first time in his entire career, quit his job recently. And so he is now lounging around the house, bothering my mother every day. And he wants to make it very clear this is not retirement. This is Dave getting a break. But I'm pretty proud of him and happy that he's got this time now.
So if you didn't know, Emily's dad is a radio disc jockey. Isn't that interesting? Not many of us could say that about our dads.
I think it explains a lot.
Okay, last call for good news. Dig deep. Anybody? Any anniversaries or birthdays coming up? Don Falls.
July the 6th, 63.
Woo!
Mr. Falls, what do you usually say? Married on the 4th, had a 5th on the, what was it?
I had a 5th on the 4th and got married on the 6th.
That's it.
I
60
can
years of
top-
mostly met, that's a pretty long time. Oh,
I can top John Falls. We've been married 64 years this past week.
congratulations.
63 years on the 21st of June.
Wow.
Wow.
We can write a book.
60 years, yeah.
Today marks my 6-month anniversary of moving into Cedarfield.
Yay.
Woo! That's my favorite anniversary.
My daughter was on a trip to Paris and was sitting in a cafe eating breakfast one morning, and she noticed a man sitting at the table next to her with a gray sweatshirt on it said Richmond. So being a friendly person, she went over and or just not, said to him, "Oh, I see you might be from Richmond." And he said, "Yeah, I bought this at the Richmond airport because I left my jacket at Cedarfield." It was the Koenig couple.
Woo! That's a great story. When you hear somebody say it's a small world, it's really a small world.
My husband, Glenn Heaton, will be 94 on July 21st. I was thinking it was June. Oops, it's June.
You have a whole month to get ready. Anybody else with good news? Up front. Second row.
Oh, come on, Sharon.
I have a birthday on the 16th of July.
Wonderful. Happy birthday. Last call for good news. We have a lot of show and tell today. I don't think Ozzy has any good news. Well, all of you know I'm a sports fan, but what most of you don't know that in addition to my beloved New York Yankees, my beloved New York Knicks won the championship this past weekend. So that's my good news. I've been celebrating every minute since that happened. I did think about going to the parade tomorrow, but my smart husband talked me out of it and reminded me that there would be 2 million people there, and I'm not 25 anymore. So I will leave it at that. Thank you for being here. Next up is Mrs. Horowitz. You're our spotlight.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody in assisted living now has their 3-piece brochure on the voting and how it will go for our person on the board of Pinnacle. We will be, what did I say? Oh, we were hoping it was everybody. I guess that was the slip. Thank you, Ann. And Ann is chair of the nominating committee. So everybody should have that in their hand at this point. I just want to give you a little bit of a history of what's happened on how we're getting to this point. You know, there was an ask of those who wanted to either nominate themselves or nominate someone else, and we had 9 people who were nominated. And out of the 9 that were nominated, Ann talked to each of them, and they had a choice of whether they would want to go ahead, fill out the application, go through the process, and we had 3 of the 9 who said yes and 6 who said no. And the 3 that we looked like we were going to have as candidates, unfortunately, Bob Canich had a medical problem and could not. So we now have Dan Balfour and Paul Springman, and the votes will be as listed on your paper, and we will, at the Residents' Council next week, go over exactly how to vote and answer any questions on that. But we're all available to answer any questions if you have them as we go on. And I'd also like to thank all of the past presidents who stepped up and are the nominating committee. They picked their own chair, which is Ann Williams, and they've worked together, and we are all along and ready to vote when the time comes. And I know it'll be a smooth transition, and everyone will want to be there to vote and take part in this, and we look forward to seeing you there. I think that's what the big news is for Residents' Council for now, and I thank you all for continuing to be interested and active in all that we do. Thank you.
Hello again, Emily Adler, Director of Sales and Marketing. I have our occupancy update, and I have news of an upcoming event. First, what you're all waiting for, I know, is when is Logan getting back here? Logan's going to join us back at Cedar Field on July 8th. The marketing team was fortunate enough to meet baby Ellery and see Logan for the first time since Ellery came into the world on Monday, and everybody is healthy, happy, and that was a really special time for all of us. We are currently at 94% occupied and 96% reserved and occupied. We have one more move-in for the month of June, 4 new residents joining us in the month of July, and 2 confirmed for the month of August. We welcomed, since the last time that we all met, we've welcomed, 10 new residents to Cedar Field. 4 of those are in cottages, and the rest are all in the main building. I'll run through those quickly. I know we've got a long agenda here today. Alan Belden and Catherine Bird moved into A Wing, Sharon Charles on the Lane, Faye Taylor Hyder in B Wing, Ken and Nancy Foster on the Lane, Francie Reed in A Wing, Sally Gillum on the main hallway, Terry Broadbent in D Wing, Rick and Lane Widoft, they came to B Wing, and then Fred and Corey Bovere moved on to the Court, and Gordon and Elaine Graham moved on to the Lane. So those are all our newest faces. We don't have the completed bios for all of them, but we'll get those out as soon as we have the information to pass along to you all. And finally, the event, Cedar Field, we're going to host another marketing event. I mentioned to you all last time that we hosted a resident panel that the interest was well over capacity for this room. And so we had to add a second event, which is taking place this coming Tuesday, the 23rd, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. here in the Fellowship Hall. So just note that date and time, because parking might be a little bit trickier out front. Again, just to make sure that our guests can easily get into Cedar Field to join us for that event. And that is everything I have for you. I'll be here to answer any questions after. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Kelly Black, Associate Executive Director. I have good news to share. We, as a community, have won an award for our Destination Dining program. The award is for transformational change. It was presented to us by Leading Age Virginia, the association which we as a community belong to as a member, just last week. Amy was in attendance to receive the award. We're going to show the video that was presented at this conference. So just to set the scene, there are 750 people in attendance from CCRCs, assisted living, nursing homes, hospice companies, vendors which support our community, and others all sitting in the room to recognize us in receiving this award. So Delante, I'll have you share the video. Please hold for technical difficulties. So while Delante is so let's give ourselves a hand. This is very exciting. I don't know how many of you know, about 2 years ago, Amy was talking with one of our trusted consultants and had this idea. She is a pretty humble leader, so doesn't like to share that. But Amy and I think that we have great ideas all the time. We can't make them successful without our team and the residents here. So a special thank you to our VIP tasters, our dining committee, and all of you who have experienced this program and loved this program over the last 2 years. This award will be up here with all of the other things that we have to show and display to you if you'd like to take a look at the end of this meeting. The next thing I have on my agenda is just a quick update on our dining director. We have had 56 applicants so far for this position. Most of them are not quite qualified. So we are looking at each of them and weighing what we're looking for this director. We have 1 or 2 candidates that we're interested in at this point, so we're beginning interviews, and hopefully we'll find the right fit for our community in the very near future. I am going to turn the microphone over to Steve to share a presentation on our Go Green initiative. He will walk you through everything that we have displayed up here at the front. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. So Henry and I, this is Henry. My name is Steve. Good afternoon. Oh, thank you. We are here to talk about takeout, specifically as it relates to some changes made to our packaging and how we're packaging the food. So I have up here to start off with, the earth does not belong to us, we belong to the earth. And that's what this really is all about. So back a couple of years ago, the Virginia State Assembly made it voted into law, doing away with all styrofoam. And this is just a couple of shots I got from their website. And so this goes into effect July 1. And so we are eliminating styrofoam from takeout. And this is what we're going to do going forward. I'm going to talk about. So the benefits of this, to start off with, is obviously compliance, as mentioned above. Of course, environmental. That's really what is at the root of all of this. It's all about our carbon footprint. And then, of course, as a side effect and a bonus, it's a cost savings for us. There's some money put up front to get us this program up and running, but in the long run, it will save us. And then also on the garbage bill, too. That'll go down. Here, and then on the table up front, and I'll talk about what we're going to do with this in a minute. You want to do a little display? But I just wanted to show the containers we're talking about. And Henry's agreed to be our model. And he'll show you how they fit into the bags nicely. So many of you, we've been doing this program for quite a while for a small segment of our population. So a lot of you are familiar with this. But I wanted you to see what exactly we're talking about. There will still be, look at that. That's all the styrofoam we're going to save from the landfill. And the beauty of this are these containers, and we're going to talk a minute about care and use. We can use these, reuse these up to 500 times, as opposed to buying 500 soup cups, styrofoam. So here's kind of the meat of everything. Beginning June 22nd, Monday, we will begin using these containers for 100% of our takeout meals. And I'm talking about, this is for independent living only, and the cafe. So some helpful hints for the care and longevity of these containers. Please do not microwave or place them in ovens, okay? Do not knife cut into containers. Sometimes I get home with my takeout and I dig my steak knife in there and just start, and it kind of cuts into the container. If you don't do that, they will last longer. Return containers in a timely manner. You only need to rinse them. You don't need to wash them, soap, water. You don't need to do any of that. Just give them a good rinse, bring them back to us. We have return receptacles, a big one down in the cafe, which will be located right next to the current waste receptacle. So there'll just be a larger one right next to it that you can just throw these in. And then we take care of it from there. And also in the main dining room. We will continue to use some recyclable plastic, little side cups, things for fruit. You just won't see styrofoam anymore. And then we're going to, after this meeting is concluded, we're going to distribute to all of you here in the room, and then we'll catch all the rest of the residents upstairs these bags. They're thermal, nice carrying totes that you can use back and forth. We'll still have the plastic bags in case you forget, but we would encourage you to use your, similar to like you do with the grocery store. And there's a nice picture. We got Henry will display. This is this is the container that'll be located down in the cafe. So it's basically just a big bin on wheels housed in a smart-looking device. This, like I said, this only replaces styrofoam containers. There's no fee for you. And this starts Monday, and we go green. We'll be available after. We'll be here at the table. I've got a couple others coming down to help with this, so we will be able to pretty quickly get these bags in your hand, check you off the list, and answer any questions you may have. Thank you very much. And a round of applause for Henry, please.
Hello, everyone. Katrin Hudala, Pathways to Wellness Manager. I just wanted to give a quick update on the pictorial directory. So we currently have a few student volunteers helping with the pictorial directory assembling. It is quite a big job. So once the informer is printed next week, we will then begin the pictorial printing. In the next few weeks, you'll receive a memo in your mailbox regarding different dates and times to come pick up your directory. The two locations will be in the hub and in the clubhouse. We'll be reusing binders from 2024, so please bring those with you, and we will replace all of the pictorial papers that are inside. We will take those out and then shred all of them. If you've misplaced your binder or it is damaged or you moved in after April of 2024, we have binders for you if you don't want to reuse yours. Everyone should have received a memo on Friday regarding the July 2nd event. Dinner is sold out, but you're welcome to come and enjoy the entertainment and dance and have drinks between the hours of 6:30 and 7:30. So more information will be on the July Informer cover about that. We'll kind of post the memo or the menu and all of those details of how that event will go. And then we also have an event on July 4th, right, in the dining room? Like showcase? Okay. Yes, we also have an event for July 4th in the dining room on Saturday. And then lastly, I wanted to say a big thank you to the Wellness and Leisure Committee on their help with delivering reminders for trips and special programs. We've seen a major improvement in no-shows for events, and I just wanted to say thank you. If you have any questions about anything, I will be here at the end. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are in the last month for the spring and fall extra cleaning for the summer months. So if you miss your cleaning, you can give housekeeping a call so we can set up a time and a date to have everything done for you. Also, the team members are started cleaning the balconies and the porches of the residents' apartments. So if you like your balcony or your patio clean, please give us a call and we can come and clean, and we'll be moving all the furniture out before we mop the floors. Yes, we do that, and we clean the screens, and then we clean all the screens on the porch also. So please give us a call if you'd like us to come out and have that done. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Denise Arnold, Director of Maintenance. Just giving you an update on our windows. I know last month I talked about a schedule. We're finalizing that schedule with our contractor owner's rep and our our architect. And so we will be scheduling that. I'll get communication out. We are going to be coming in and inspecting all the windows that were installed to ensure that they are, one, installed properly and that they're working as they are designed. If you haven't been down to our new office, make sure you stop by and visit us. We're on the second floor in D Wing. We are located where the old pool was, and we just love the pool so much that we decided to paint the walls blue also. So I'm excited to announce that I have signed a contract for the pond. So we will be cleaning the pond up, and we're also going to be installing the fountain. So stay tuned for that. I have 2 new employees, if you haven't seen them. I have a master HVAC technician, Les Harmon. He's been around this week doing some work orders with my team. And then I also have a landscape specialist, Bill Crawford. They both are in orientation, so next week we plan on bringing them around, showing them different things that they're responsible for. But that's all I have.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lauren Burnett, the Administrator of Health Services, and I have some good news to share. At the end of May, Department of Social Services, who regulates assisted living and memory care, came and completed an inspection, and we had 0 violations. So that was great news. Great job from the team. It was an annual monitoring survey they came for, and we do expect them to return for a second survey this year, closer to November. That's when our assisted living licensure is due for renewal. So we'll likely have our surveyor here twice this year, and we still continue to wait patiently for Department of Health to come on the healthcare side. So no changes there. And the second thing I wanted to share with everyone is a promotion that happened within the Health Services Department. Letitia Hayes, she couldn't be with us in town hall today, unfortunately, but she actually began with Cedarfield about 5 years ago as a clinical leader, then stepped into the role of Assistant Director of Nursing, and now is Director of Nursing for Assisted Living and Memory Care. So Jackie France continues as Director of Nursing for Healthcare. There's no change there, but Letitia Hayes is over Assisted Living and Memory Care. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you all.
I'm going to wrap up the meeting with a few announcements and then encourage you to come up if you have any questions for any of the directors or would like to try out our fancy new greenware. Please come and see that. I know that both Steve and Henry are excited to answer your questions about it, right, guys? Yeah. They're thrilled, they said. Just to note, Friday is a holiday for Cedarfield team members. It's Juneteenth. So keep that in mind. If you come to offices and they look dark, we're not going to be here on Friday. We will be back on Monday. Also, Betsy Pollard wasn't able to join us today, but I know that most of you are aware that next week on the 25th, we are hosting a special philanthropy event. Join us on our journey. It will be held here in the Fellowship Hall from 4 to 5:30. There'll be music and a lot of information about the special funds that we have and how you might be involved in supporting our philanthropy committee. So please make sure that that's on your calendar. Again, Thursday, the 25th from 4 to 5:30. And lastly, we are continuing to install carpet on the 3rd floor. Thank you for your flexibility. I know that sometimes it's a little inconvenient to take the long way around to get places, but I promise you that it's not going to be forever on the 3rd floor. We'll be wrapping up probably within the next 2 weeks. State has a question.
When is are the TVs that are next to the elevators going to get 974 back?
So that's a Comcast issue. So as many of you have experienced issues with Comcast, we have as well, and we're working through that with them. That was something that we paid for through a specific contract, and we're in the process of having to renegotiate that contract because it wasn't part of our deal. So I feel your pain. I often stop at the elevator and I'm like, what is going on in the building? And I don't know anymore but we're aware of that and making sure that that's something that comes back pretty soon. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So, yep, back to carpet. We will wrap up on that within the next couple of weeks, and we're excited about our furniture that will be delivered and installed by mid-July for the 3rd floor. Other than that, I have no further announcements. If you have, again, questions or in the back of the room.
By a show of hands, how many think that we should continue with wood floors in the mailrooms versus carpet?
We are continuing with a laminate wood floor in the mailrooms instead of carpet. Is it going to be gray? No, it's going to be brown. Okay, thank you again for joining us. We're happy to answer any questions that you have and look forward to seeing you in the hallways and around the building.